Hello everybody, welcome to Raincross Farms Makery. Happy Monday evening. I am coming to you from just outside of Lewiston, Idaho. My name's Robin and welcome to my crafting studio. Like I said, Raincross Farms Makery. So if you're hopping on, say hello so we know you're watching. I'm going to take just a second to pull this up on my computer so I can see the comments. And get rid of the voices. And I'm going to unpin that. And I'm going to delete that. Delete. So, hello everybody. Let me pin this comment here. There we go. Hopefully that did it. So let me know if you're out there watching. For some reason, my comments aren't moved. There we go. Good evening, Cheryl. Welcome. We missed you last night, and it looks like it's just me tonight. Bill is out doing farm chore stuff, and since we're filming on the phone, he has less responsibilities with that, and so he thinks he's not needed. But anyway, we're working that out. So for right now, it's just me. Hey Patty, welcome. You watched the replay this morning. Awesome. Don't you love those skeletons? Yes, last night we did the dancing glow-in-the-dark skeletons. They're so cool. Hi, Leanna. Hi, Rhonda. Welcome. Oh, thanks for sprinkling, Patty. Thank you so much. So if you're most of you aren't new to this, but if there's somebody out there that's not watching, we would certainly appreciate it if you would like or love our page, follow our page, sprinkle the video out to your feed, to any craft groups you belong to. We certainly appreciate that. That helps Facebook take notice of us. And our stars are activated. We certainly appreciate all of your support. Okay, glad you tried. Yes, thank you. That worked awesome. And it wasn't even the car sponge. That might have been, I don't know, that might have been too big, but maybe if I was working on a big, huge project. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, watch last night's video where I painted with a sponge. It was awesome, and it was Cheryl that gave me that idea. So tonight, we're not doing anything Halloween. We're not doing anything fall. We are just going to make a t-shirt. So I went through my stash. And I love this color. It's still kind of summery looking. This is my bargain find from Walmart. This was $1. Every once in a while they will run a clearance. And so I got that for $1, my $1 t-shirt. So we are going to use this. Let me get rid of all of the tags. And what we're going to put on it, because I need some new t-shirts and I need the world to know that I am the queen of everything. Not really, but, oh, you cut them up into smaller pieces. Well, that makes sense. This way I didn't have to cut them up, but I could probably even cut those up for little smaller projects, but it was perfect for what I did last night. Anyway, this is our transfer, Queen of Everything. So tell me if you have that one already. It's really cute. I've seen lots of people making t-shirts and tote bags. So we're going to do it on this, I don't know what color this is, peach, salmon, I don't know. But it is, let me see, it's one of those really stretchy ones, so I'm sure it's got some spandex in it. It's cotton, 58% cotton, 38% modal, I don't know what that is, and 4% spandex. So it's not 100% cotton. So when I go to heat set it, I'm going to turn the heat down just a little bit. But we are going to This is how I like to do it. I like to turn it inside out. I am the queen of chaos. Well, you might be able to get some of our letters and leave off everything and just chalk on chaos. Chaos is part of everything. Okay. Now this is a V-neck. So it's already kind of low. So I'm going to put this up as close to that V-neck as I can without it looking funny. So I'm going to put on one of our ink mats. This is a half of an ink mat, a half of our, what is it, 11 by 24 or something like that. So I cut it in half. Hey, Alana. Don't kick me out, but I only use Mylar stencil. We won't kick you out, but we are gonna convert you. Okay, wait till you see this. Okay, very happy to be able to be here. Yay, yay. Okay, Alana has the transfer. So I'm gonna use a ink mat. So it's sticky. It's like a Cricut mat, and it serves two purposes. So I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to get it the long way. I'm going to put it right up there. So it's going to do two things. I like to put it on this way so I don't have to fumble with it. So it's inside out, and I'm going to just flip it outside in, inside out, outside in, whatever. Okay, so it's in place. It is, again, like I said, it's doing two things. The first thing it's doing is it's getting out all of the wrinkles because it is attached by the stickiness. It's attached to the mat. And also when we go to put on our ink, some fabrics it will seep through. And if it did, it would seep through onto the back. So this is a barrier between the ink seeping through onto the back of the shirt. So I've got that in there. This is going to go pretty quick, so I won't keep you too long. Okay, because I'm putting it on fabric, I'm not going to fuzz this because fuzzing would be putting it on fabric, right? So I'm already doing it. Yay for chaos, yes. Okay, so I'm going to kind of pinch it so I know right where that center is. Okay. And I'm going to take this off its backer sheet. Again, sticky, sticky, sticky. Meant to be reusable 10 to 12 times. Guaranteed by the company, but if you take good care of them, I have gotten like 20, 25 uses out of some of these transfers. So I'm going to lay it down. I'm not going to measure it. I want to make sure I'm just going to eyeball it. Close enough. Close enough. So I'm going to push that down, make sure there's no big pieces of lint or air bubbles. If there's air bubbles, it can cause the ink to bleed through and make a mess, and we don't want that. So we're making sure that adhesive is adhered down really well. And we are going to do this in two colors. There's this cute little crown. So we're going to do the crown in Shimmer Gold. Or do I have Shimmer Harvest? I don't think I have Shimmer Harvest. I don't think that's ink. No, that's paste. Okay, so we're going to do it with our Shimmer Gold and our black ink. The letters are going to be in black and the crown is going to be in gold. Sound good? Bleed blocker. Yes, yes, that's what it's doing. Okay, so the thing about ink is you don't want to, with paste, you can kind of go any direction and it's not a problem. With ink on fabric, you really want to just go in one direction. Now you can pick that direction. You can go top to bottom. You can go bottom to top, left to right, but try to always just go in one direction, it will minimize any possibility of bleeding. Okay, so this is our ink. It's similar to the consistency of our paste, but this is meant to be permanent. So when it's heat set, it becomes permanent. So I'm just going to go top to bottom. Same way, I apply it the same way as paste. Now, you know, with our paste, it can be removable. If you put it on a reusable surface, you can take off that paste, but the ink is meant to be permanent. So the ink can be used on fabric, it can be used on glassware, it can be used on metal, anything that you can heat set, either with an iron or in an oven, you can use ink and it will become permanent. Okay, now I want to get a good solid coat of that black. And with ink, I have a little bit more working time, because it takes a lot longer for the ink to dry than our paste does. So I have some time before I need to peel up this screen. Again, just making sure I have a good coat. All my screen is covered. I want this to be big and bold so everyone can read that I am the queen of everything. Ha. Okay, so I'm going to take the excess off. Now, when you're working with ink, something else, you need to be very careful about getting it on your fingers because it is permanent. Even before it's heat set, it's going to stain this fabric. I need to get some water in my water bath. So before I touch it, I'm going to be checking to make sure I don't have any ink on my fingers. Okay, so I have this little crown left. So I've got my shimmer gold. And the shimmers, I like to give them just a quick little stir. The mica flakes, the little microscopic mica flakes, sometimes they kind of like to settle to the bottom. So anytime I use shimmers, I like to give them a quick stir. So same thing, one direction. Cover that screen. Make sure I have a good solid layer there. Now, especially with the shimmers, sometimes they need a little coaxing to make sure they get through that screen. Okay. Clean that off, put the lid on, get these out of the way, finger check, and we are ready to peel this up. So remember, it is stuck to the mat down below. So I want to remove it gently so I don't stretch it. Ooh, it's pretty. No doubt there. Queen of everything. Okay, let me get a drying mat. I'm going to put this on a drying mat. And quickly, I'm going to spray it with water until I'm ready to clean it. I don't want that ink to dry in my screen. Makes it a little harder to clean. Okay, so here we have it. Finger check. Okay, and let me show you. What do you think? Queen of everything. See my little crown there? Okay, now this ink is still wet, so I want to be very careful that I don't flop it over and touch something with it. I'm going to remove I'm going to remove the ink mat, or the bleed barrier, is that what we called it? Okay. And it doesn't look like anything bled through. Okay. And to make this permanent, I need to heat set it. Best practice is, I'm having chicken, I'm missing comments. Okay, perfect, cute, cute. Thank you. Hearts, thank you so much. Best practice is to let the ink dry at least overnight, even up to 24 hours, because the ink that is wet, when you go to apply heat to it, my heat just went off. When you go to apply heat to it, if it slightly moves, you're going to smear your ink, and you don't want that. So you really want to let that ink dry really, really well. But since I don't want to keep you overnight, and I don't want to keep you for 24 hours, and I want to get this done, I'm going to use my little quick dry tool, and we're going to kind of cheat, and we're going to dry the ink so that it's dry to the touch. It won't be fully dry until we heat set it. So there's a couple of ways that you can heat set. I am going to be using my Cricut Easy Press, but if you don't have one of those, you can just use a regular household iron. So I'll tell you how to do it both ways. So let me give this a dry. I'll have to wear this on my next live. So Rhonda, how does this compare to your stencils? Like I said, I'm going to try to convince you. What I really like is the silk screen, because it gives you so much more possibilities in your designs that I don't think you can get with traditional stencils. I have openings, I have dotted eyes that aren't attached, that don't have bridges. So it just seems like it gives the designers a lot more flexibility with that silk screen. And I really love the consistency. It's not blotchy or uneven, because that screen works as a buffer, and it just kind of lays down just the right amount of ink. So we're going to let it dry just for a little bit. Transfers are so much more detailed than Mylar stencils. I agree. Not that nothing's wrong with Mylar stencils. Not bad mouthing them. I just really like these. I also have a Cricut, besides the Cricut Easy Press. I also have a Cricut, and I have done t-shirts using my Cricut. And I still do when there's a design that I want that we don't have a transfer for. I'll go back to my Cricut and do that. But this is so much easier. If there's a design that you like that we have, it's so much easier than doing the Cricut method. Okay. Still feel, nothing's coming up, but it still feels a little tacky. So this is not heat setting it. This is just drying the top part of the ink. Your stencils last for years. Well, that's true. Although mine last, I have used them 25 times. And honestly, by 25 times, I'm tired of that transfer. Sometimes by 3 times, I'm tired of the transfer. So there's good points and bad points. It's all good. Okay, I think that, I'll give it one more minute, and then we are going to heat set it. Rhonda, you'll have to send me a picture of some of your projects. I'd love to see them. So if you're part of the VIP group, you can send the pictures there. I do have to approve it, but I'll approve it. But if you're part of my VIP group, send some pictures there. We'd love to see what you're doing. We don't care if it's chalk or if it's our transfers or not. We just like to see what other people are crafting. And if you're not part of my VIP group, just comment VIP and I'll make sure you get the invitation. Okay, so that is pretty much dry to the touch. Still not totally dry, but we're going to take a heat pad so I don't melt my work surface. And we are going to cover this with parchment paper, not wax paper. Parchment paper. They sell it at any grocery store. They sell it at Dollar Tree. This is to protect the plate of my iron. So let's lay this down. And this is wide enough. I only have the 9x9 Easy Press. So it's going to take 2 passes because this is wider. So because this isn't solid cotton and I don't want to burn it, I'm lowering my temperature to about 325. I'm going to set it down for 30 seconds. You don't have to move it when you're using an Easy Press. Okay, so I'm going to stick that down. It's set for 30 seconds. Now, if I was using a household iron, I would set it to medium high. Medium high. You don't want it screaming hot. No water in it. You don't want any steam. And same thing with the parchment paper. When it's up to heat, then you're going to put the iron on, but you are going to keep it moving with a household iron. And then I'm going to move this over. The reason for that is that household irons generally are meant for have the capability of using steam. And so on the plate, there will be holes where that steam shoots out. And if you don't move it, if you just hold it in one place, you're going to those little holes, those little steam holes are going to leave a mark in your fabric. So that's why with a household iron, you keep it moving and you want to do it for about 4 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to check to see whether this is dry. I'm going to let it cool off a little bit. And I can tell, oh, awesome. Rhonda, you should have gotten an invitation. And so go to join. And as soon as I get off, I will look for you and approve you. Okay, so to see if it's dry, you wait till you can touch it. And if the ink still feels a little tacky, then it's not quite set. This feels good and dry. So we are going to, just in case the inside of it is still wet, we're going to turn it inside out and do the exact same thing. Okay, so I'm going to put this back on. Again, this is to protect the plate of my iron, just in case that ink isn't completely dry. I don't want it to melt or adhere to the plate of my iron. Okay, awesome. Well, thanks for hanging out with me. We're almost done here. This was a short one. I'm going to actually be filming another demo video. I've been doing little short demo videos for the VIP group for people that are new to chalking, and so I'm showing little how-tos, like how to remove paste from a reusable surface, how to do the ombre technique, how to do hot mess, all those things. So I'm going to be doing, after this live, I'm going to be filming a couple other things. I did the 2 caddies recently. Oh, that's right. The one, what was, oh, I remember seeing it. I even commented. I can't remember what was on it. Was it an animal? I do remember seeing you post something. Okay, so here we have it. My Queen of Everything t-shirt. What do you think? You gonna get yourself one? I like it. And Bill's not here to be saying I'm not the queen of everything. So that's my project. Let me real quick clean my transfer so you can see how that's done. I'm going to turn that off. And I'm going to get my transfer out. Now actually ink cleans up a little bit easier than paste, whatever its consistency is. So I'm just spraying it with water. But I clean it just like I do paste. So I start with a paper towel or a Swedish dishcloth. This is just a reusable dishcloth. And I take that top layer of paste off. If I used a paper towel, I would just toss it. But this I can rewash, and look at how much it's gotten off that I don't have to use my board eraser for. So here's a board eraser. It's like a magic eraser, but it has no chemicals. So I'm going to spray this again, and this is damp. It was in the water, and I'm going to use this, and it is going to clean up that screen. It's pulling off all of that excess ink. And the ink likes to go through the screen and hang out on the back. You can kind of see where it went through. So I need to make sure I clean up the back. So my goal is to get the screen clean, all ink or all paste out of the screen, and then I can reuse it. Like I said, 10 to 12 times the company guarantees, and I know that if you clean them up and you take really good care of them, you don't leave them out for weeks at a time, and you clean them up right after you use them, you can, they remain sticky for 20, 25 times. One great thing about this company, not very often, but if you have a problem with anything that they sell, they stand behind their products and they will replace it pretty much with no questions asked. They will ask questions because they are wanting to make sure there wasn't a problem with a batch of paste or with a batch of transfers. But it's super simple if you ever have any problems with it. In fact, one of the transfers I just used, the sticky was peeling off after I used it one time, which is absolutely abnormal. But I went online, I told them the problem, they're sending me out a new one. So that's awesome. I'm going to let this air dry, and when it is dry, the sticky will be back. It's because it's still wet, it's not super sticky, but when it dries, it will be sticky. I will put the shiny side of my backer sheet back down on the sticky side and put it away in its little plastic sleeve where it stays out of the air and lives forever and ever. Thank you, Linda. Thank you. I'm done hanging the gate in the South 40. Okay, well, another country heard from. Hey, Bill. Say hello to everybody. Did you see my shirt? Do you agree? Okay, so here it is. Queen of Everything. And I'm going to pose with it. So I have a decent thumbnail picture to attach to this video. I'm trying to get it so that it lays well. Oh, what's it doing? There we go. Okay, something out of that ought to be good. Okay, If you are interested in this transfer or the ink mat or any of the ink that I used, if you comment Queen, you will get a supply link to my website, and you can take a look at pricing, or you can take a look at anything else, go shopping. Tomorrow I have a big announcement to make. So if you, the motorcycle, that's right, my motorcycle helmet says Queen Robin, so I'll have to go on the bike wearing the t-shirt and the helmet. Linda says, hey from Kansas. Yes, well, Bill was out working, so apparently he wasn't monitoring the live. Okay, so if you have any questions, just either shoot me a message or type them in the comments. I continue to monitor the comments. I get notifications whenever a new comment comes up, and I check it out. We're small enough that we can still do that. Don't want to stay small forever, but anyway, we certainly appreciate those of you that join us and hang out with us and support us and encourage us. So thank you so much. And we won't be on tomorrow night because we have some friends from California up visiting, and so we're going to have dinner with them. But I do want to pop on. It might be on the VIP group where I'll pop on and make a special announcement about some things that are happening. And so you don't want to miss that. So check the page tomorrow, check your notifications, and I guess we will see you when we see you. Thanks again. Bye-bye, everybody.